So $6 million in dead cap. Your starter quarterback injured, and of course, your team's up in a shit pile of losing streaks with $6 million in dead cap after releasing a star running back instead of using him as a skills wide player and actually utilizing him in the position that he's decent on instead of utilizing Frank Gore. Nothing wrong with the dude. It's just Frank Gore's getting better yardage than Le'Veon Bell, and if that's possible, that's not. And he has been underperforming. But how you think that's utilizing your coaching scheme? Terrible curl routes. Your receivers could barely catch, and you guys got snuffed by the Arizona Cardinals. Let alone they are better than they were last year. That's no excuse. Guess who gets Le'Veon Bell in a one-year contract? Defending Super Bowl champions Kansas City Chiefs over a one-year deal. All he did was Le'Veon at least did the only thing possible: send prayers with blessings over to retard Adam Gase, and then a Photoshop picture of him in a Kansas City Chiefs uniform. We're barely halfway through the season, and over the constant COVID shit that some I think NFL can't even take care of, and of course the constant reminder of how retarded both Adam Gase, Bill O'Brien, and of course Dan Quinn at it being incompetent coaches, and it took now until like a few years to release him. And people think, yeah, by the way, Dan Quinn is finally gone. He's fired as well with the GM for the Atlanta Falcons. Because probably choking consecutive games. I think you guys even choked a 17-point lead before. Then you guys choked like over 20 against the Cowboys and choked another game. Of course, you would try to bring up the Super Bowl. That is an impact, but there's more that goes into the cracks of a damaged window. And just, God, they made that thing hollow. It It's so bad enough to know how much stuff, and Bill O'Brien still has a job. Probably heard something about a demotional position for him, but other than that, I think they're just slapping upon the wrist for how much mediocrity he has now put the Texans in. They're bad. Their running is mediocre. Deshaun Watson can't find a man that could at least passively go down the red zone without even trying to struggle or at least slap the football when it goes for a contested catch. He doesn't have his own DeAndre Hopkins anymore. He doesn't have an ace receiver. Will Fuller can't go in the number 8 spot. He's has to be a B option. That made him shine last season. And now he's off the top option going for curls over contested. They're hit him off double coverage. The guy is just dropping balls when they don't need them to. And hopefully the Texans do succeed and they at least try to pick up their record because it's still earlier off the season. You guys still have a couple weeks of football to bounce back, so you guys can get yourself to at least sub 500 before November. Before November. It's a tough streak, but at least it's possible. I don't know what in the hell the Jets were thinking, sacrificing dead cap because somebody would, not take Le'Veon, and you think over your underperforming quarterback, your underperforming injured receiving core, your lackluster O-line, your secondary that can't even catch a fly. You're telling me that you would get rid of your superstar running back because he's been underperforming? He's, of course, buyer's remorse. It is appalling. And to know that much, to let the Super Bowl defending champs take a veteran all-pro halfback for pennies on the dollar while already having a rookie halfback that's killing it on the field. And people thinking he might go to Denver because of Philip Lindsay's injury, go to Chicago, and now the worst thing possible at the Kansas City Chiefs picking it up with already dangerous running depth. Even though they lost recently, they're still one of the more dangerous teams to face off in the NFL. And if you underestimate them, you might you will lose. So, yeah, that's practically the information we have. Le'Veon Bell is now a Kansas City Chief, and Adam Gase is a disappointment in life. I'm saying in life. But how do you feel about the Le'Veon Bell signing to the Kansas City Chiefs? Obviously, he's still a missionary piece. No one's saying that he isn't talented. I thought he was getting undermined on the Jets, and he hasn't been performing the way I've seen him when he was a Steeler. And people thought that the Steelers might pick him back up, even though it's obviously displayed that they're not interested in re-signing him and any semblance of a deal because of his personality and his history with the organization. So that was completely out of question. But the Chiefs can utilize that, dependent if Le'Veon stays in check and he performs in the way that the Chiefs would like him to perform, or what piece they want to use him as. And they got to use him as a dependent skills player, in my opinion. Just something that utilizes his catching ability and his running ability, but not in something that he gets overexposed and he gets stopped for like tackles for losses. Because I think they missed that when they played their last game and lost. So yeah, this is a big mistake from the Jets. Hopefully you guys liked the video. Thanks for watching. Join the DST show for more wrestling, sports, entertainment news. That's it for me.